With so many new entries in the mid-size pickup truck segment, GMC is looking to make a big splash with their newest truck. I'm at the 2022 Detroit International Auto Show, and these are the fully redesigned 2023 Canyon AT4X and Canyon Denali. Let's take a first look. So back in 2015, GMC and Chevy really injected a lot of fire into the mid-size truck segment with their new entries, the Canyon and the Colorado. So now that we're finally seeing a second generation version, the company essentially responded because there's a lot of new competition from Nissan, from Toyota, from Rivian. And I have to say, I just saw the Chevrolet Colorado, and the Canyon, for me personally, is the better looking truck. I love how GMC has captured a much more aggressive, very baby Sierra design element, especially when you look at the front fascia of this particular model here. This is known as the AT4X Edition 1. GMC actually says they already sold out of this model entirely. It starts at around $64,000. And this is basically GMC's version of the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. So it has some of the equipment, the off-road equipment from that truck. But I first want to talk about some of the hardware here. You can see the headlights have been completely redesigned. All versions, even the base elevation, comes standard with full LED headlights. That's a huge upgrade over the previous generation, which had halogen projectors on even the higher trims. You can see the grille has kind of like a bronze tint to it with the very large GMC scripted over in the front and center of the grille. You have an LED daytime running light, LED low and high beams. And then on this particular one here, you can see it has a safari bar. This is where you're gonna find the fog lights along with this light bar and a come-up winch. This is only included on the Edition 1 package, which again is going to give the capability of this truck even more versus the regular AT4. Underneath here you can see a lot of skid plates included on the AT4 trim. This particular truck has also a 3-inch lift compared to the base model, and then all of them, even the base elevation version, will have kind of this cutout in the front bumper. That's going to help again with the approach angles. Really shows off that this is a serious off-road truck. Let me know what you guys think of the styling. Do you prefer this, or do you prefer the new Chevrolet Colorado? Now, the interesting thing about the new Canyon and Colorado is GMC has kind of removed the cab configuration. So all of them are going to basically be available as a crew cab with a short 5-foot bed. They got rid of the extended cab, the smaller cab version, and the longer bed. And this AT4X trim, you can see, because it's an Edition 1, has a unique wheel. This is a beadlock capable 17-inch wheel riding on 33-inch Goodyear Territory mud terrain tires. These are a really great tire for those of you who plan to go do some serious off-roading. This particular one here, being an AT4X, also has the Multimatic DSSV shocks, which again is taken directly from the Colorado ZR2. And then being an AT4X, you can see you have these rock rails over here, black painted side mirrors. You can now finally get a sunroof as an option on the AT4 or on the Canyon in general, which again is going to make the truck a little bit more premium. And then you can see here pretty much traditional looks from the side. They did make the wheelbase about 3 inches longer this year, so it's around 130 or 131 inches long, and its overall length is around 213 inches long. Now I want to show you really quick. Here's the Denali trim. The Denali has a 20-inch wheel, which you can see here. I love the design of the 20-inch wheels. They're actually wrapped in a 275 60 series Bridgestone Dueler tire. This is actually an all-terrain tire as opposed to more of a street tire. This model here has around 9 inches of ground clearance, while the AT4X has around 10.7 inches. So again, better ground clearance if you guys want the AT4X. Now at the rear, you can see a lot of styling cues. Very much looks like a baby Sierra. The Denali has this kind of integrated step. The AT4X does not have that because it'll mess with the departure angle of the truck. And then back here at the rear, you can see the bed, or the tailgate, has GMC Denali kind of written on the back. This one here also has the tow package, well-integrated parking sensors. And then the tailgate, you can see, is damped, which is nice. A spray-in bed liner is included on this particular truck. And then just like the Colorado, there's this new little in-bed storage here in the tailgate, which is a really nifty feature. It's a segment exclusive, although the Colorado also has it. This right here is actually waterproof. You can also use it as a cooler. You can store your dirty tools in here, or you can drain out the water if you guys do plan to use it as a cooler, which again is a really great feature that I think a lot of truck customers are going to appreciate. Now, underneath the hood of the all-new Canyon, GMC has actually simplified things compared to the previous generation. The old truck used to offer a choice of 3 different engines: a base 4-cylinder, a V6, and a diesel 4-cylinder. All of that has been replaced by just a single motor. This is the same engine that you also get out of the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. It's the company's 2.7-liter turbocharged direct injection 4-cylinder in the high output spec. Because it's the high output spec, it means it offers 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. That's actually 2 more horsepower horsepower than the old V6 and like a whopping 120 more pound-feet of torque versus the old V6. And it actually has more torque versus the diesel. So it's technically a win-win situation. They don't have fuel economy figures just yet, but Chevrolet or GMC is claiming this will be best-in-class gas mileage numbers. Now, in terms of the transmission, it's got the second generation of the company's 8-speed automatic transmission. And obviously this one here is four-wheel drive. It's got locking front and rear differentials. In terms of the towing, this should tow a maximum around 7,700 pounds. And I believe GMC also announced the payload was just under 1,700 pounds. The curb weight of this truck should be a lot heavier versus the previous generation because it is larger. I was reading the specs, it's like right around 5,300 pounds if you guys go for this specific AT4X trim level. Now for the interior of the all-new GMC Canyon, I actually want to show you guys the Denali trim because this is the trim level that is the luxury truck. Now getting in and shutting the door has a pretty solid sounding thunk, just like the Colorado. This is riding on an all-new frame. And I have to say, the old Canyon Denali was nice, but it definitely was showing its age, and it really didn't feel quite up to the snuff that I expected from a Denali trim. This new version seriously fixes that. First of all, the seats in this truck, I love what GMC has done with the Denali. It's kind of like this two-tone brown, black with the contrasting stitching. You even have diamond quilted leather, Denali embossed into the back of the seats, and these seats are also heated and ventilated. I believe this may actually be the first mid-size truck aside from the Rivian which has heated and ventilated seats. You also have like a 10-way, 12-way power driver's seat here with 2-person memory, and the steering wheel on this truck also has been redesigned. It looks really good. It's got really nice 9-3 grip. It's got really beautiful perforated or stitched leather over here with the contrasting stitching, usual controls for all the safety equipment. This truck now offers adaptive cruise control. You have a heated steering wheel. And then in terms of the materials, I am sad to report this is a hard touch plastic material. Was really expecting this to be nicer, but you're also looking at some laser etched genuine wood trim in this truck. That's right. This is one of the few trucks that actually comes with genuine wood. There's also more diamond quilted leather along the door panel here. Along the actual window controls, which the window controls themselves are actually a new switch along with the new turn signal stock. It all feels very, very nice. The steering wheel, you can see, has a manual tilt and telescoping. It gives you a good amount of adjustability. And then going to the rest of the interior on the dash. Now, first of all, this upper portion is a hard touch plastic material. The graining is nice, but this is also a very early pre-production truck. This right here is beautiful with the stitched leather. You can see the laser etched wood over there with some of the aluminum look trim. And then in terms of the technology, GMC has really stepped up their game here because all of them will come standard with this massive 11-inch display. This 11-inch display runs off of the newest Android-based operating system. It's got Google built in. Obviously, I can't show you guys the screen entirely because I don't have the key for the truck. This one here also has an 11-inch fully digital instrument panel. Now, if you guys go for the base elevation trim, that'll downgrade you to an 8-inch display. But the fact that this has a really beautiful looking display and it looks very modern and high tech really shows that GMC is serious about targeting the luxury buyer. There's also a 9-speaker Bose stereo system in this truck, which I haven't been able to hear it yet, but again, it's among the better systems is what GMC claims versus its competitors. Down here, you can see the wireless charging pad has been enlarged, so it should now be able to fit all of those massive smartphones, which the old generation couldn't actually fit my iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is the shifter for the 9-speed automatic. It's got that same dial for the 4-wheel drive system, along with these little dials here for the window controls, auto start stop. In terms of the design, it actually looks pretty similar to the Chevrolet Colorado, but I'm noticing the GMC has slightly nicer materials and the vents are a slightly different shape. Which is nice. The seats also look a little bit different. The center console here you can see has more stitched leather. If you open that up, there's this kind of like camo-like texture in the plastic for the cup holders, and inside the center console there's a 12-volt here, and then there's also a USB-A and a USB-C charging port here, which again, this is all very, very nice. Above me, there's the sunroof. The AT4X did not have the sunroof option, but it is nice that this opens up. It's not a big panel roof, but I am surprised to see there are incandescent bulbs in the actual map lights, which you can actually change out if you guys prefer LEDs. Now over here you can see the glove compartment is not damped or lined with felt, but it's a bin style. It's a good size. And then in terms of the back seat, let's go ahead and hop into the back seat, which I want to actually show you guys the AT4X. Which Alex was in there filming, but we sort of kicked him out a little bit. But getting back here, you can see the AT4X has a slightly different interior color. This one here you can see has like a two-tone. It's like a white with red stitching, red accents, and a lower black portion. This is actually standard on all the AT4X models. And then you can also get these optional red seat belts, which makes for a much more sportier environment. In fact, compared to the Denali, it really doesn't feel like unluxurious, which surprises me, but I will say the legroom is also a little bit tight back here. And if you'd want, I believe you can lift this seat up, but I haven't been able to do that yet. So I'll have to show that at a later video. But underneath here, you should be able to find a little bit more storage. And then if you fold this down, there's a cup holder with there's an armrest here with 2 cup holders. There's rear seat air vents right here, 2 more USB-A and USB-C charging ports. You have storage pockets. And then just like in the Colorado, this little window slides open and closes manually, which lets you get some fresh air and access to the bed. But overall, the back seat is still a little bit small, but most trucks in this segment do have a smaller back seat. It's why you go for a full-size truck. So after getting a chance to take a look at both the all-new GMC Canyon and its twin, the Chevrolet Colorado, I have to say I am really impressed with what GM is bringing to the midsize truck segment. They're really bringing the heat, especially when you look at the Canyon. Even though the 2 trucks share a platform, I think GMC has done a great job with differentiating this truck and giving it its own kind of character. I love the different options with the trims. I love the way that the Denali looks on the inside. It really has that luxury truck feel, that kind of baby Sierra feel that a lot of people are looking for, especially when they pay for a Denali badge. The AT4X trim also brings a little bit more luxury and technology for those of you who want an off-road capable version. Now, if you guys are looking to get your hands on the all-new GMC Canyon, they should be going on sale in the first quarter of 2023. And GMC kind of announced pricing. They're estimating the base elevation will start around $40,000, while the AT4X Edition 1 trim is going to be priced around $64,000, which you could have already gone to their website and ordered this. However, they did say this was sold out. So again, if you're looking at the pricing, it is significantly more expensive, but they also threw in a lot more technology, a lot more luxury, a lot more capability to kind of justify that price increase. But with all that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed my first look overview on the brand new 2023 GMC Canyon. For Redline Reviews here at the 2022 Detroit International Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.